so this band, Bring Me the Horizon, of course, they've got their pentagram because they're edgy,
They're
and
like a pop metal. Let's clarify that. They're
yeah,
trying
right.
to be edgy here when they're not. When it comes to metal actually being edgy, it's just not them. They are more pop metal. I really liked their singles and I was really excited for their next album. It was my most anticipated album of the year, but from a more like, okay, this is pop metal. I never took them as like this hardcore metal band.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. They're
yeah,
not like death metal or whatever. It
no.
looks like are they from Australia? Yeah, Brisbane, Queensland. Okay. Um, yeah, so eventually they put out this record. This is a lyric in the song, I believe, right?
Or I think this is just like promo for a concert coming up that they're with like Sleep Tokens. That's also a band. Uh, and these other ones, which I didn't
Oh,
really
these are
know.
okay. These are times that they're playing.
Right.
Doors. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so then they put this flyer out. They had a number of them, and this was one of them, and they wanted to act all edgy about it. Um,
Just so
yeah,
people knows, I won't. I know. I'll just say if they just says if Jesus Christ returns, well then we'll just end that effort twice.
hmm.
Um, it's
Like, what
pretty.
are they gonna do? I don't know if you saw my video I posted today, but the lead singer who's crying about this is a vegan and cries about people eating chicken at
I
KFC
saw that you got
and
them.
wears a maid costume. Yeah, he's a total fruitcake. Like it's in that you
Yeah, this one
right
here.
there, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you. You got them. Like they're like, oh, this guy. You
Or
mean this guy? Oh wait, was it?
a little earlier, I moved my head
There
over.
it
There
is.
you go. This guy.
That's the lead singer of the band.
This is the guy who's saying it, first of all. So, because like I made a reply to that and I was like, dude, every knee will bow to Jesus Christ, including yours. And I'm not listening to their music anymore. Not that apparently, I mean, blasphemy has been in their past a lot more. I wasn't some super fan that I knew every single song they ever sang.
Yeah.
I've been listening to them for about 10 years. Not really obsessively. I don't really keep up with bands that I like their singers or everybody. I don't know what they're doing in their lives. I just listen to music. And so in this case, their new stuff they dropped over the past like year or two, I've really been into and I liked it. And I could tell, like, okay, this sounds like an atheist song. Their song Amen. Sounded like they were kind of against they were against the message of Christianity and stuff, but I
Yeah.
think ironically almost made a Christian anthem out of it. And so I would
Yeah.
still listen. I was like, whatever. I don't give a crap if they're atheists or whatnot. But then with what they said there, that just being outright blasphemy, that far, I can't listen to that as a Christian. I can't support anything they're doing when they're saying stuff like that, taking it that far. And yeah, so I was over it. I went super viral on TikTok and stuff for that. And I got a ton of hate comments from that, got called a poser. Oh, I'm a metal poser, this and that.
Yeah,
Oh,
from people that look like
that
this.
looks like this man who pretends to be a woman
Yeah.
called me a poser when
Yeah.
he's literally posing as a woman. So yeah, I got a lot of backlash over. I was like, whatever, I don't care. There's one little girl that looks like a freaking hobbit, probably wouldn't even make it up to my shoulder, said she
Yeah.
was going to punch my teeth in if I go to a concert and how I don't belong in the metal community and
Oh,
blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't give a crap. You think
Did-
I care if the metal community accepts me? I don't care.
I don't know if you remember, I don't know if you follow this, but it was actually a thing about maybe 5 or 6 years ago where the metal community did get woke. Like they
Oh
started
yeah, a lot
to
of them started to get woke, and it's so unmetal for them to
right, yeah,
get
that's
woke
what I
like that.
mean.
It is
Yeah.
so unmetal. That's why a lot of people who are like really into the metal community aren't really as involved in the community anymore because they have gotten super woke with all these pronouns, this, that, and the other. These same people who are telling me, "Oh, you're not metal because you don't like blasphemy," which okay, whatever. I don't care if people say I'm not metal. I like listening to metal music, or in this case with Bring Me the Horizon, they're pop metal. They're not even
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
metal.
It's like
So
calling Blink-182 punk rock.
I
Yeah,
know. And
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like, okay, I don't claim to be this super, it's a meme among my friends and stuff who are more into the heavier metal that, oh, I like a lot of pop metal. I like a lot of that kind of stuff, emo music, things like that. So I really don't care what people think in that kind of regard, but for them to be like, oh yeah, it's so unmetal of you to not like them blaspheming and to speak out against that and not listen to them for that, when they're the ones who have a giant meltdown over me saying the F slur.
Well,
And
yeah, that's the funniest part too. Like,
yeah.
dude, it's like these people didn't listen to music in the 90s. It's funny, like you look at like guys like Eminem now who are part of the woke cult. Like that guy dropped a bundle of sticks word probably
Yes.
hundreds of times on his
And
first
metal
couple records.
music. Look at Korn. Like one of
Yeah,
their earlier songs, like all kinds of like metal singers have always been freaking saying the bundle of sticks words.
yeah,
That is a normal thing. But metal has gone so woke, and a lot of people in the metal community. And now you have people who are like speaking out against some of this woke ideologies that have like inserted the metal community, like Ronnie Radke. I don't know if you've seen any of his stuff.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
pretty bass.
yeah.
He's Falling in Reverse's lead singer, and he's gotten a ton of backlash from all of these woke people who have hijacked the metal community as they hijack everything, because he speaks out against transgender ideology, this, that, and the other. So yeah, it's pretty insane.
Yeah, that's why we that's why we have gatekeeping. That's why
Yeah.
gatekeeping is important. A lot of people, I mean, one of the most heartbreaking things that I saw was like No Effects was like one of my first. I saw them in concert a dozen times. Obviously, now their political shtick is a little lame.
Mhm.
That they're like in their 60s, pretending to be anarchists and this, that, and the other thing. But like, I don't really care because I like their music and whatever. And
Right.
like, I've seen them in live a bunch of times. And by the way, I've gone to see them live since I've made like political commentary. Not one person ever said anything to me.
Exactly.
Um, and but they like had a concert that I was considering going to. This is in Chicago, and they like required the jab and proof of jab.
What?
I was
That
like,
is not metal.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, yeah, real punk rock, anti-establishment.
Right.
You've got 50 songs about how the government is screwing you over, and then I have to get jabbed up to go to your show, and where you needed to get jabbed
Wow.
and wear a mask. And I was
Oh,
like, what the I mean, like, it was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I was like, what happened to punk rock? And the thing is, like, Fat Mike, their singer, I mean, I guess he's gotten woke nowadays. I mean, he's always basically a communist, but
mhm.
like, it didn't really matter to me because like their music rocked
That's where
and
I'm
I
at.
didn't really care, you know?
I don't give a crap about people's politics or this, that, or the other, or religion or any of that in their music. Now, I just won't. My line that I draw is if you're going to blaspheme Jesus Christ like that, I won't listen.
And
That's
that's
that.
fine, right?
Yeah.
That's when I put out like I put out the hey, I went to I literally because I work so much, I have to kind of like actually literally plan when I'm gonna go to the movies or when I'm gonna do some recreational thing. And even like today, I'm like, oh, because I'm still doing intermittent fasting, I like have to eat dinner. I can't eat dinner at like 7 o'clock at night. Try to
Right.
move the show. Anyway, I had planned to go to the movies this past Sunday with some family, and I was gonna see that ungentlemanly warfare, whatever it's called.
Hmm.
But that Alan, the Reacher stars in it. And I was like,
Right.
no, he made some cringe comment about Christians who support Trump, and that's just dumb, and I'm not gonna go see it. And people are like,
Hmm.
you're so soft. Why would you care? I was like, no, I'm just not. Why would I? You know what's soft? Giving people money who hate you. Like that shit is
Exactly.
soft. Like I went and
Yep.
saw. I still like. Oh, I had like 2 o'clock time. I had planned to go to the movies. I'm like, I'll just see Abigail. It was like this kind of like zombie. I don't know. It was like Guardians of the Galaxy zombie hunter kind of or vampire hunter type thing. I don't know.
Hmm.
It was fine. I was like enjoyed my popcorn. Would I have paid $15 to see it? No, but I probably would have been fine streaming it. It was pretty
Right.
good. I thought I like as a popcorn flick, if I'm going in completely like unbiased with no expectations, I had a great time with the movie.
Yeah.
Um but anyway, I was like, and then people on Twitter were like, "Oh, that's soft. Why you do?" I'm like, "Dude, no, it's not. You know what's soft is still giving these people money, still like enjoying, start giving these
Hmm.
people your money and pretending that they don't hate you. Like That's weak tit. Like
Yeah,
that's
I agree. So it's like you have to give these people money that are
to own them.
either disrespecting you or what you stand for or what you believe in that doesn't make or you're not tough. That doesn't make sense. Now I think what's soft and what's weak is saying they can't say that. We want them deplatformed and they are
Yeah.
not allowed to say whatever they. That's not where we stand. We're like, hey, they can say whatever they want to say, and we're not saying that Twitter needs to ban them or anything like that.
Right, right, right,
But
right. You just can't have my money.
we don't want to give them our money.
Yeah, I think that that's a very reasonable thing to say, and I think that, it's from the very same, like, they're a private company crowd. Like, look, I'm not saying that people need to boycott Reacher. I never said that. I never
Right.
said that people need to not, go see that movie. I just said I'm not going to pay to see it. Will I watch it some point down the road when it's free on streaming or whatever? Maybe. But
Mhm.
the idea that anyone needs this stuff needs is what is the idea that's been sold to us for the past 20 years. The
Yep.
idea of like water cooler, Monday morning, like that's why like Game of Thrones. Oh my God, you didn't watch Game of Thrones. You didn't watch Game of Thrones. You gotta watch Game of Thrones. Like I hated that stuff. Like,
I
dude,
didn't
I don't
watch it.
need to watch
Mhm.
TV. Like I
Exactly.
don't that's not something I need to do. I don't need to buy records. I don't need to buy your new video game. I don't
Mhm.
need to do any of it. And
Yep.
once you embrace that, it's really easy to be like, "Ah, damn, I thought, man, I really like Reacher, but I guess I'll just watch one of the other bazillion shows that are out there." It,
Exactly. This is
it,
where I am with video games and stuff a lot right now too, because all these games have been hijacked by all this woke ideology and stuff. And it's like, oh no, you can't play most of these modern games now. It's like, I've got an entire huge massive library of classic retro games that are amazing without all this garbage in it. And there's some that I didn't even play that I can now enjoy. So
yeah.
yeah, I'll stick with those.